All right, let's go ahead and just do a couple more examples like the first two I showed. Like I said, they should go a little faster now that we've done a few. So for this one, remember, first thing I do is I note where the y-axis is, and then I see what's happening at the y-axis. In this one, we're at the maximum. So remember, max or min means it is a cosine graph. So my general equation for cosine is y equals a cosine of bx plus k, because remember, we don't have a horizontal shift, so we don't have to worry about that. And then we're going to go ahead and find our key information. So map this on out. So you don't have to do these in any particular order. I just use the acronym map. Wow, acronym map, so that I remember what I need. So midline, we need that for sure. Remember, there is a trick where you find your min and your max. So the minimum is at -4, your max is at +4. So you can just average those. So -4 plus 4 divided by 2 is 0. That should be pretty easy to see though too. Some of these ones you probably can just see it and you're fine. But some of there will be some like word problems that will be a little harder. And we'll do an example like that. Amplitude. Anyway, amplitude is just the distance from the midline to the max. So if you just like subtract the midline from the max, that's one way to do it. This one's really easy though, so it's just 4. Period. Remember, I suggest that you highlight one full cycle. So we go from our max back to our max. And then we note how long that took or what the horizontal distance is. So we're going from 0 all the way to 6. So our period is 6. Now remember, the period's not going to help us, or is just going to help us find our b, so I'm just going to do it right here. Remember, our b is 2 pi divided by the period. 2 over 6 is 1/3, so this is pi over 3. Let's just put all this information in now that we have it. So I'll start with our a, which is our amplitude. So it's 4. We do need to decide, is this a positive or a -4? Since we're at the maximum, definitely positive. I just found my b already, so b is pi-thirds x. So I just put that right in. Oh, that's it. Don't put blue on blue. That's a mistake. So pi-thirds, so right there. And then we'll go ahead and do our midline, which is just 0. So we actually don't have to put anything for the midline. So I'll just like make a little highlight to indicate that. And there is the answer. All right, I'll go ahead and do one more, just, for fun. Because this is the joy of mathing, and we're having so much fun. So we're going to go ahead and just look at our y-intercept, or our y-axis, which is where our y-intercept is. Our y-intercept is at the midline, because it's in the middle, which means this is a sine graph. So here's our general equation of the sine function. I'm going to remind myself of the things I need to find. So I need to find my midline, amplitude, and period. Oops, I don't know what I'm doing here. It's fine. It's good. All right, and let's just find that information. Remember, no particular order. Midline's easy on sine functions, because it just tells you it's whatever the y-intercept is. Our amplitude is the distance between that midline and the maximum. So I can just do like a 5 minus 3, or you can just literally count it, and you get 2. So amplitude is 2. And then our period is that distance, that horizontal distance of one full cycle. So I'm going to highlight one full cycle. So you have to begin and end on the midline, but make sure you include both a max and a min. And I want you to note we're going from 0 all the way to 1 in that full cycle. So our period is just 1. So let's go ahead and just plug it all in. So we've got y is equal to, let's start with our amplitude is 2, but we do need to note if this is a positive or negative. So since this graph is going down first, down to the minimum, it's going to be a negative. And then we got sine of, oh, I forgot. Period, always find your b after that. So we do 2 pi, divided by our period, which is just 2 pi. So our b is 2 pi. So for this, we're going to go ahead and put 2 pi in. Boom, 2 pi x. And then we're going to put our midline at the very end. So we'll put plus 3. Voila! We are done.